You want me to give my opinion? I'm not going to give my full opinion because I'm still figuring it out. Alright. So, to get no flea market to work, the game has to compensate for the holes in the actual issue, right? Now, if you were saying just to remove the armor from flea market or the armor and ammo, you would need to find ways to make it that it's actually feasible for people to get good ammo or armor, or repair their armor in a way that's not going to be ridiculous. So, a perfect example would be like, I don't know, is it rip stops? Like ripstop, right? If you could use ripstop to repair armor, then, you know, that would help, right? So when you actually come out of a raid, you go, okay, so if I use a ripstop with my armor repair, it'd actually be cheaper. Like you do it in the flea market or something, you know, or that's an example, but you need to find a way that can balance out the issues of like being able to replace armor. Because the worst thing that would be is it's nearly impossible to get armor, right? I get it, like, maybe class 3 armors and that wouldn't be too bad. You know, like, you could wear the class 3s or potentially the class 4s. That might be alright. The same issue is with the ammunition, right? These barter trades aren't good enough, or 100 rounds might not be good enough for the ammunition. So, the crafts that you can do in the hideout need to compensate the issues that are, like, say you wanted to run an ASVAL, right? Well, 100 rounds is like one raid. Not even a raid. 100 rounds is like 3 mags, which is like 3 players max, or even just an annoying scav. Or worse, you run to Glucker, you can't even kill 3 of his minions. You know what I mean? And so this craft here is actually pretty good. 200 rounds, right? So they would need to have more crafts like this, where you can actually get a good portion of rounds. But then there's also another issue. I can't fucking stick around all day and sit here and just craft wires every fucking 2 hours and then ammo and all that shit every 2 hours. So the way they need to do that is they also need to make it that you can queue up crafts in the hideout, right? So I can be like, I'm going to craft 3 of these, I'm going to craft 2 of these, I'm going to craft 1 of these, and I'm going to have a list of all the things I want to craft. So then I can consistently make ammo. Like, that's the kind of shit that would need to happen, in my opinion, to help on that side. And then on top of that, you need those dynamic loot spawns. You need probably 95% of the items to be available inside a raid in any location, not just like I go into a house on Shoreline. I need to be able to find potentially a Gen 4 armor, or I don't know, a fucking 6B43 armor, or a tri-zip backpack. You need to be able to find those items anywhere to compensate the fact that you can't just buy them anymore on the flea market. Because if I want to be able to find cool loot and I want it to be exciting, you need to be able to do that stuff. So queuing crafts, having majority of the ammunition, I would fuck this whole UI off here. I would have it almost as a table, right? I'd have a go, I'd like drop down and go, you go ammunition, guns, fucking crafting, like barter trades, I don't know, containers, and you click on ammo and they have like a list of all the ammos you can make and the crafts for it, right? And then you have like the queue over here. I would redo this whole UI here. And then that way you could like queue up the next fucking 24 hours worth of crafts. And then, yeah, the flea market, you can have all barter trades, or you can buy all craft items. You know, that would all be good. That would make it all like legit, you know, and then that way there wouldn't be the emphasis on the flea market. But when you go into a raid and you find matches with a fucking blue fucking thing, you're like, sweet, now I can make AP20 ammo or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, you can't just go, bam, no more fucking guns and ammo on the flea market or armor, right? Because then what happens is everyone's like, well, fuck, I'm stuck on wearing Packers and 6B43s for the rest of eternity because I can never get these other items or whatever. You need to make it, there needs to be a shift in the dynamics, and this would be a really good way of doing it. All right, so I know you guys are really emotional about the removal of the flea market. I haven't thought it through enough yet, but this is just an idea of how I think it would probably work better than just removing it. Because if you just remove it, then there's an issue. Alright. Like, but I don't think at the moment that is going to fix the economy. Like, it's more complex than that. You need a guy that's fucking got a master's in economics of fucking gaming. Like somebody, like the economics expert for EVE Online to figure that shit out. And I highly suggest, or I highly think that BSG doesn't have a single person looking at the economy like that. So I know that's only a short rant, but like that's my thoughts on it so far. I don't know if it's good to remove it. I don't know if it's bad to remove it. I don't know if it should be removed. I think they've put a lot of time and effort into removing it. And I know a lot of people don't want it removed. I don't know exactly how you would help the casual player. I think there would need to be a lot more options, for example, on Ragman level 1. Like, or at least better progression. Maybe have 5, 6, 7, 8 different levels and there's more progression of gear as you level. So it's not just like, I need level 40 to have anything really good. Instead, it's like, I get some good stuff at straight away. I get a little bit better stuff at level 10. At level 15, I get some more. At level 25, I get more. At level 40, I get better. At level 50, I get the really sweet stuff. I don't know. But it's just a matter of, it's not as simple as just going, fixed. I know Slash has some really good ideas from it. I had a chat to him yesterday, but I still don't know for sure. Wait, why level 50? You could have it that at level 50, you get that really sweet meta fucking... I can't show it because I'm not on my main account. But like, you know, like the RK4, how it used to have like, I don't know, negative 12% recoil on a foregrip. Like that's the kind of shit you would have at the very, very top tier. So you would only be able to find it that way, or it'd be found in raid. You know what I mean? Rip casuals if level 50. You're missing the point. You're missing the point. It's like, I don't have a good reference point. It's like what's the fucking sniper rifle in Rust that you can only get from the drop? Or I think the M249. It's like the M249 in Rust. Or the L96 or L9 in Rust. They're super fucking rare. If you hear or see one, it's super fucking rare to see. If you kill someone with it, it's super fucking exciting. And it's not rip casuals. You can't, like, if you play on a Rust server and you can never get one, it's just unlikely that you're going to find it often. But if you do see one, it's super fucking exciting. And they're super OP, sure. But the point is, not everyone would have one. And then that way, when you do find it, it's exciting. Even for a veteran player or player that plays a lot, they're not going to see one very often. And therefore, it makes it exciting. To be honest, they should fix the skills too, because the difference between a new player and an older player is not only the game experience, but also you run for 10 minutes longer. That's a topic for a different day. Just make your own game. I think I'm done here. I'm trying to explain how there's a flow-on effect to every change, so you would need to balance it all out. It's not just as simple as making a single change. I think you guys don't understand the fact that I'm not for the removal. I'm not against it. I just don't know, because I don't know enough about it and I haven't thought enough about it. But I've tried to give you an example here about why changing it could be good or bad, and then how you would make it good.
Me throw the game.
My pleasure, dude. My pleasure. What about a buy limit in the flea market? No. Okay, so an example, like, it's not a bad idea, right? I'm not trying to shut you down too hard, but it's the fact that if you put a buy limit on it, right, and I've got 12 hours to sit here today, so every hour I can buy 5 items, right? Now I've bought, what's that, 60 items, but you've got 1 hour to play a day, and you've got 5 items. It doesn't hurt me, it hurts you. The economist is the person that needs to really sit down and actually, explain it all. What is the biggest reason it would need to be changed? The issue, and I agree with this problem, the issue is within hours of the wipe happening, endgame gear is rampant, and then it doesn't even feel like there's a wipe within 38 hours, 36 hours. To a large amount of players. The only real difference is your skills have reset. Why is there no backpacks and armor findable in raid? Dude. Dude. I've been all over that one for a long time. Like, come on, man. There's like MBSS backpacks in like a couple of spots. I think that's true for the people who put the hours in the beginning of a wipe. Elsmizzle, once you hit level 10, like, majority of players will hit level 10 in about 5 hours. Right? I'm going to use 5 hours as an example. Once they hit level 10, and I'm just going to say it like this, there is people in labs straight away within 2 hours of the wipe farming labs or reserve and putting stuff straight up on the flea market. And then there's the people that hit level 10 and they're like, oh, I just got my Gen 4 Assault for 150,000 rubles. Oh, I got an Alton 2 for 120,000 rubles. All right, I've been playing for 2 hours now. I'm running Alton Gen 4 or Slick Armor. I literally did it at the start of this wipe. It was like 2 hours in, I was running Gen 4 and Altons and ZSHs. But it's like from the rest of the wipe, I can literally run Altons for the rest of the wipe. There's no requirement for me not to. There's no boundary to stop me, unless I run out of money. But it's not even hard to maintain enough money to keep that kind of gear on. But they are no life min maxes. No, dude, they're cheaters are the ones that are putting up the stuff. Strength requirement is a very interesting idea. It's not, because you'll either have people cheese leveling skills. You'll either have people cheese leveling skills, or you'll have what do you call it? Once people get to that skill level, it doesn't stop them again. You know what I mean? It's not. Once people get to that point, they can redo it over and over again. It doesn't stop anything. Give casuals offline PvE progression. It's an online game, dude. I would really like to hear Nikita's opinion on removing the flea market. Would you be willing to ask him on a podcast or other medium? They did a poll on the forums a while ago. To be honest, like I said, I don't want to get involved in this properly until I think about it more. Is that fair? Like, I've given you my initial thoughts, but because I know you guys have been non-stop asking me about this all day, and I've given you my initial thoughts of like how I think it could work, and it still might not work, might not change stuff. The one thing you guys have to remember, right? I know you guys mostly focus on two things, being the hardcore players and the casuals, but I think you're actually focusing on the two wrong things, right? The wrong things. There's a divide in the people that play this game. There are the hardcore milsim, Arma 3s, DayZ players, and there are the Unreal Tournament, Quake, Half-Life, CSGO, CS, Rainbow Six players that play this game. There are like two different broader communities of player types that play Tarkov. And there's going to be fors and against on every single topic. That is why every single time a change comes to the game, it's literally always 50-50 split. There's the people that are like, this is bullshit. This is meant to be a survival realistic game. And then there's the other people that like, I want this game to be fun and not 1 second time to kill, or 1 bullet time to kill. You know, like you've got the two groups that are just always button heads more than anything. MMR-based matchmaking is not good for Tarkov at all. It would kill the game very quickly. It's easy to make rubles in this game. That's the problem. True. It is easy once you know how. Why would it kill the game? Because sweaties can't own noobs? No. It's because it removes the randomness of Tarkov. I've ranted on this a bit over time, and I'm sure people have heard it quite a lot, but the actual one thing that makes Tarkov so unique is every time you go into a raid, you have no idea what to expect. You could have, let's use customs as an example. There's 13 players that go into a customs raid now. You don't know if there's 3 4-man groups and yourself. You don't know if there's a bunch of sweaties going in. You don't know if there's 13 solo players. You don't know if there's 3 people with hatchets or 13 people or 12 other people with hatchets. You have no idea. And that randomness is actually one of the most beautiful factors of Tarkov, because it makes every time you play the game random and different. It makes all the variables extremely different. And the second you fuck with that, you really do kill the game. Like very, very quickly. Like imagine if you go into a raid and you knew every single person in that raid's in a duo. Or every single person in that raid's a trio. How predictable it would become. Like you would actually start getting metas on how to like fight those trios every time or where your positions would be. It could have good aspects to it, but it would be very, like you'd have metas nonstop. Like it would be, and then it would just be, oh, I'm going to do money runs. This is how we're going to do it. They should add the auction and disable the flea. That would make more sense. No. Doesn't flea remove randomness from Tarkov? Just buy the same kit over and over. It does, yeah, to some respect, but not the matchmaking randomness. Anyway, ran over. I'm done. I'm done. You guys have sapped my soul with that chat. It was a good chat, but come on, guys. You know, I just love this game and I'm passionate about it, but you just chill. I'm not here to fucking ruin the game. I'm not for or against half this shit. I'm just playing the game. I just playing the game I enjoy. Did you enjoy the game more before the flea market? I don't think the flea market changed that. I don't think the flea market really changed too much.
How's it going, my dude?
The flea market made the game a lot more simplistic. Initially, it made it fucking easy. Super easy. Like, guys, my fastest 0 to 40 is 12 hours and 20 minutes. Like, that was because of the flea market. Like, when they initially put the flea market in, 2 hours after the wipe happened, I made 80 million rubles. And the key to stop me. He told me to get rid of the money. Yeah, he sent me a DM and said, make the money disappear. And I said, I'm not deleting it. And he said, I don't care, just get rid of it.
Boy.
So I bought every key in the game. I didn't care if it was 1 million rubles or 100k. I just bought everything out. Like every key I needed, I bought it. And I bought like 10 key tools. And why did he make you do that? Because people were fucking flipping their shit. Tables were flipping. I did nothing wrong. I did the basic principle of supply versus demand. There was a massive demand and I fucking filled it with my massive supply. In other words, I was therapist. I was the real therapist. What if all quest items have to be found in raid, but they reduce the insane quantity on some of them? What if upgrade components on Hideout have to be found in raid, so that Hideout actually progresses all the way through character progression? So in other words, it's a hardcore challenge. When is the next content update? The next patch. I don't know, man. Anyway, like I said, merch drop happening end of next week. I think it is. Yeah, it's end of next week. I'll probably be playing Rust when it hits. It's gonna be sick. I'm actually really excited for it. This Friday I'm doing a interview with Dr. K on Healthy Gamer GG, talking about life, a lot of life stuff, deep stuff. He asked me what I want to talk about. I said I feel pretty healthy mentally at the moment, and but I said I've gone through some pretty shit times in life, and maybe I could share some of my experiences and how I got through them, and maybe people can learn from it. So I'll be talking about stuff like my mate taking his own life, my nephew taking his own life. What else? Military life. You know, just random stuff. All those things that we all go through. Yeah, so I'll be doing that on Friday. I think it's 12 p.m. Central Standard Time, America. So 7 p.m. my time. About 3.5 hours ago. All right, on Friday. And I'll be playing Path of Exile after that, because that's about the same time the patch happens.